Okay, how about this? We're going to commentate over this. My recent world record run. I haven't got the timer going, but it was 9:48. And yeah. So this one is Night in the Woods Demon Tower. You have two buttons. You have the dash. You have the slash. You play up these 10 slightly randomly generated. It's a roguelike floors of the tower. This first level is very simple. And each one, you go and get the key from the box. You open the boss door, you defeat the boss, and move on to the next one. So there's a couple of things there already. Normally when you defeat a boss, you stand in this animation for like 3 seconds, you waste like a whole 3 seconds. But if you're close enough to the door to start activating it, you can skip the animation, so that's great. And then... So, the amount of enemies and stuff in each room is going to be random, but what does stay the same is the location, like which quadrant the room is going to be in, with the key in it, and which quadrant the boss door is going to be in at the top. With this boss this boss is not just a one-hit kill joke boss like the first level, first proper boss. We kind of get in the hits as fast as we possibly can, by kind of spacing them out so they do slightly more damage for some reason. And also, you can't just stand still and slash your sword in one place without getting tired and not being able to slash your sword there anymore. So actually, what you want to do after 2 slashes is dash, and that refreshes your sword hit. So yeah, onto level 3, Scaly City. A load of skeleton enemies in that box room, which is quite slow, but there often is on this one. Across the boss door at the top. Outside each boss door you have a random amount of these witch dagger enemies. Take 2 hits to kill and run at you very quickly. Can be pretty deadly. And with this boss, you're going to follow him around, ignore the enemies that he spawns, and just try and go for him. You can get extra hits in there by kind of dashing yourself up against the wall to reset your sword again. So a lot of the bosses here don't have very good iframes, so you can kind of get way more hits than intended on them. Apart from the worst bosses in the run, which we'll get to later, which do have completely iframes all over the place. So you saw me kill like this little... I went out of my way slightly to kill this little green old lady kind of character. What happens is, any of those left alive when you collect this key turn into those red witch dagger, much worse enemies that wait by the boss door. So if you can find them on your way through the level and deal with them then, they only take 1 hit to deal with then. It's quicker than having to deal with these guys now, like that. We have the fireball throwing enemies now. You have to be very, very careful not to get stun locked next to any of the doors or the boxes, because the same button that is dash is also the button that you use to hold down to open a door. So if you're next to a door, you can't dash anymore, because it will think you're trying to open the door. So yeah, you get completely screwed over by that if you start getting hit next to the door, because enemies will just completely lock you in hits until you die. So you may notice at the top as well, the health starts going down. Each level, you completely lose 1 health bar, as it were. Or each level after level 2, you completely lose 1 health bar, I think. And you also gain 1 more dash, which is the little blue slashes up there at the top left as well. I know it's slightly cut off, I'll adjust that crop for future runs. But yeah, onto the boss door of the library already. There's only 2 of these guys, it's pretty good RNG. Almost got locked by the door there. Have to get rid of the fireball guy before I can wait to open the door, otherwise he'll hit me. You have the Mice Riders boss. We're going to dash backwards and forwards, resetting our dash right next to him because he's so big we can keep hitting it. And it's a classic slime type thing where it splits into smaller and smaller pieces. Once you're at this stage, you can kind of chain dash through them, because every dash you do resets your slash, and every slash you do kind of resets your dash if you hit something. You get that nice effect there. And that's level 5. Then we got level 6. It's the church. This boss is actually where they start getting difficult. You have these spear guys whose hits always seem to be active like the entire time. If you dash anywhere near them, you're gonna get hit. For some reason, way scarier than, way spikier than any of the other guys. Massive amount of these witch daggers at this boss door, but we have enough dashes that we can kind of spam dash through them while slashing to get more hits in faster that way. What we try and do here is a quick boss kill by getting these little minions out the way, and then he does have iframes, so you can't keep hitting him immediately. You have to wait for this little period in between, like I'm doing here, and get him. But unfortunately, as soon as he's able to move again, he starts throwing fireballs at you, so you can't keep running straight into them. You do get iframes by dashing, but if you're slashing your sword, then you're going to lose those iframes. So you get hit by projectiles if you're slashing your sword, which means you can either go through the projectile but then run into him and get hit, or not go through the projectile trying to hit him. So it's kind of, you have to just wait, dodge out the way. There's other places where that matters as well, where that's a big factor as well, like these lava moats. You can't slash your sword while dashing over them, otherwise they hit you. But if there's enemies on the other side, what can you do? You have to not slash your sword to kill the enemies, otherwise you won't be able to get out of the lava, so you have to kind of just, you know, double dash over them so you kind of get the double iframes from 2 dashes. You can get some really awkward enemy patterns with the roguelike generation of, you know, loads of enemies being on the other side of a lava lake that you can't get through. I mean, a blood lake. This boss I was hoping to kill slightly faster. This is pretty slow because we didn't get it to run right up against the wall like we do here. And then once you're against the wall, you can reset your dash a lot. Because as soon as you slash your sword, you get another dash added on, so you can dash into the wall, and that resets your sword immediately. So you can keep kind of dashing and slashing into the wall. If the boss is right there to be hit, it will keep resetting. This is the hardest level in the game for sure, because you have these little brown hooded teleport behind you kid enemies. This is ridiculously good RNG. I don't even know if I've ever seen this. But there's just no enemies in this chest room. What? Why can't this happen more often? But yeah, these guys are really hard to kill. You hope that they land on spikes and kill themselves, to be honest. There we go, like that guy did. And then the boss is just a giant version of those guys. And he has iframes as soon as you hit him once, so you can't hit him more than once every time. So the only thing we can do is lead him over here to this one line of blood, which is here every time in this boss arena. And hope that he lands on it sometimes to give you slightly faster hits, because if he can decide to stop on top of it and hurts himself. That's the only plan we have. Otherwise we have to fight him normally, using that dash and slash to get to him faster though. You get to counter a projectile if you dash through it at the right time where you have your iframes. You hear a little bloop. Like I didn't do there. And you only have 3 health by this level, so this is a tough fight to not get hit, especially if there's a load of the little guys around. Like I have to deal with here now that they're too near the door to be able to not attract their attention. There you go. You heard me counter that projectile as I dashed through it. So we completed the hardest level in the game. Which leaves us on the second last level, which you only have 2 health for, but the only enemies are ghosts everywhere. Weirdly. Building suspense for the final boss, I suppose. And as easy as this level looks, having only 2 hit points, you can easily fail right here, fail runs here. So we grab the key, we have to make our way all the way. We have a ton of dashes now that we're near the end. We have to make our way all the way to the boss door over here. The only enemies apart from ghosts are these witch daggers still guarding the boss door, of course. Have to be careful that I don't get stun locked by them, because you know the second hit will kill me immediately. I only have 2 hit points, and there's no boss for this level. Amazing. The boss for this level, now that we only have 1 hit point, is the final one. Dash up the long corridor. You can chain your dashes together, and they actually get longer each time if you time them properly. So we use that to dash all the way to the final door. Here he is. He's going to die very fast, and it'll be time as soon as we open the door behind him. If we get him to dash into the wall, which we luckily did, you can use that tactic of dashing and slashing against the wall to kill him straight away. Well, really quickly. That's time when the door opens, so... We got 943. Oh, right, 948 at the top. record is currently 9:43. Happened yesterday already. But yeah, I can still go lower, definitely. And we need more runners, so come play Demon Tower. Night in the Woods may be an awkward speedrun, but this one's pretty good for speedrunning, actually. As far as roguelikes go, like, there isn't too much randomness to it, actually. Since everything's normally in the same place. You get the same type of enemies on each level. But yeah, that's Demon Tower. It's a little run through Demon Tower.
But see you next time. Maybe we'll look at some Sonic next.